I'm going to take a few minutes and take you through this little journey that I've been on for 30 years and try to capsulize it for you. First, you should know how I started the business. Somehow people feel that it's relevant, it's telling, it speaks to the bigger business model. 30 years ago, had a short time to get into business, limited resources. I knew I needed a name, so I called it Kenneth Inc. And then I ran to Italy, designed a line of cool lady shoes at a factory that I knew needed business, knowing it's easier to get credit from a factory in Italy that needs business than from an American bank that doesn't. Came back, needed to sell it. At the time, there were pretty much two choices. Could take a room at the Hilton Hotel, be one of about 1,100 companies, not very compelling, or I could take a big fancy showroom like some of the other more established companies, which clear within a 2-block radius, which clearly I neither had the time or the money. But on a whim, I called a friend in the trucking business and I says, if I could figure out how to park a 30-foot trailer on the street across from the Hilton Hotel in front of those big fancy showrooms, would you lend it to me? And he said, sure, jerk, this is New York. You can't park a bicycle for 10 minutes, let alone a truck for 3 days. If I can, would you lend it to me? I'll even help you decorate it if you could figure out how to do it. I called the mayor's office. Excuse me, sir, Mr. Mayor, how does one get permission to park a 30-foot trailer on the corner of 6th Avenue and 55th Street? And the answer is, sorry, son, they don't. We give permission only under two circumstances. If you're a utility company servicing our streets, such as AT&T or Con Ed, or a production company shooting a full-length motion picture, because we're going through an I Love New York campaign in the early 80s. So I said, thank you, Mr. Mayor, hung up the phone, and that afternoon went to a stationery store, changed the name of the company from Kenneth Inc. to Kenneth Productions Inc., filed for a permit the following morning for permission to shoot a full-length motion picture called The Birth of a Shoe Company. We opened on December 2nd, 2 weeks later, with a fully designed, very cool trailer. And at the end of the day, within 2.5 days, we'd sold 40,000 pair of shoes, and the business was off and running.